I really loved the article, and you talk in here about, for whatever reason, and it's a small group, trust me, it's a small group, but they're loud, because I went through this, and voices that don't like you and say mean things really stick with you, for some reason more than voices that say, you're great. So when that was going on after the Oscars, which you should have been celebrating, you won an Oscar, and then all of a sudden, explain to how, because you accidentally Googled something, and then this is what you found.
Yeah, and thank you for all the kind things you said in the asking of that question. Yeah, I'd gotten out of the habit of Googling myself because that's just a bad idea to ever do that. And I was trying to come up with my friends and I had an idea for Funny or Die, and we wanted to like do something on celebrity pregnancy rumors. So we just Googled pregnancy rumors, and then the story came up. And
what was the story?
The story, the title of it was "Why Does Everybody Hate Anne Hathaway?"
So I think, and you know,
Okay,
I know.
it's really okay.
No.
It has a happy ending.
I know.
Life continues.
Yes, but I know what that feels like. And I think when people write things like that or say things like that, it is cyberbullying. And so how did you deal with all that?
Well, I listened at first, and that I couldn't help it. You know, and you try to shut it off, and I couldn't. And then I realized why I couldn't was I hadn't learned to love myself yet. I hadn't gotten there. And if you don't love yourself, when someone else says horrible things to you, a part of you is always going to believe them.
Yep.
And so then it was like, okay, I don't want to believe these people. I don't want to agree with them on any level. I want to, and I want to figure out who I am. I want to learn who I am, and I don't want to feel like I'm fragile every time I leave the house because I'm so dependent on what other people think about me. So I just took a step back, and as Matthew would say, Matthew McConaughey, my co-star and Interstar, would say, I just kept living. And it's been a really cool journey. And I feel like I've arrived in a place where, you know, maybe not every minute of every day, but way more than I used to. I have a tremendous amount of love and compassion for everyone else. And best of all, I have it for myself, which I never enjoyed before.
Good. All right. You know, there's a great phrase that what you think of me is none of my business.
That is so, yes.
And you have to just, you know, and there's nothing wrong with being fragile. I think it's a beautiful thing. I think I'm fragile. I'm extremely sensitive. I cry easily. I'm also a very strong woman, and I also believe in myself. But, you know, people get their feelings hurt. But you can have all those things. You can be fragile. You can be sensitive. You can be strong. And, but I think it's just, it's hurtful. And people need to know there are other people on the other side of those things.